Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Party Chat podcast. I'm your host JD, and I'm here with my two co-hosts Peyton and Brent. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Uh,
That's
Yeah.
it. I'm just great.
You're just great.
Good.
Oh, that's even worse than great.
Yeah. I
Brent,
think
what
by
you suck
definition
so
worse
much
than
at
great.
intros.
You saying I suck at intros?
I'd say I am great at intros, and Brent is just good.
Brent
I
would
didn't
be
birth
great at
that,
intros if he tried.
I
but
did
he
try
never
it. That was a
tries.
good intro.
Yeah.
You doubting my authenticity in this?
It's a good
Who's
intro.
moving plates?
I was unscrewing my candle. I didn't think it was that loud. Who's bussing right now?
Yeah, it sounded like
Who's
someone's working the dish rack at the Outback.
the dish rack at the Outback? Who's
Christ.
serving up sizzling sirloin right now? What's it called?
Isn't that
Freaking
what, they have the bloomin' onion at Outback.
yeah, dude, the bloomin' onion's so fucking good. It's like the only onion I'll eat.
Yeah. It's like Shrek. It has layers.
That was good. That was deep. You know what else has layers? Wes Anderson's fantastic Mr. Fox.
We're just immediately hopping in.
that's gonna be our transition. I have a spiced gingerbread candle, and I thought I had a lighter in here, but I don't. So I'm just gonna have to huff it the whole time instead of lighting it on fire. So I'm just gonna periodically, you're just gonna hear.
Just smell normal air.
Dude, I need a
Doesn't-
candle.
Don't need smelly air.
Dude, I have a spiced gingerbread candle from TJ Maxx,
Yeah.
and I have a like a coffee candle, and it smells really good too, like a caramel latte.
I need like a good Yankee candle to put in my room.
Dude, no, but Bath and Body Works, they have better candles than a Yankee Candle.
You're right, actually. Every time I go to Bath and Body Works, I spend like 20 minutes in there just like smelling shit.
Dude, okay, look, growing up, no, I almost want to like save this for the podcast. I'm gonna go off on my Bath and Body Works tangent because I got shit to say. I got shit to say about Bath and Body Works.
Go ahead.
I got some character development. Are we keeping this in now? We're just gonna like.
Yeah.
Just keep all
This is
of
all
this.
staying in.
Oh, okay.
No, we're live.
me bussing around an Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, okay, good. I was kind of hoping that would. Okay, Bath and Body Works. This is where I reached some of my peak character development of my early 20s. I remember when I was a kid and we were in the mall, like me and my mom, and she dragged me around from like Macy's, like, you know, all the like the girl department stores. You know, you're bored out of your fucking mind because you're a kid. You just want to go to, you know, GameStop in the mall or wherever kids go. You know, Earthbound. You know, to get all their voodoo stuff, all their witch crystals and everything. Or maybe I'm the only one who's been to a mall with an Earthbound in it. I don't know.
Earthbound?
Have you heard of Earthbound?
The game?
No, the mall store.
No, I've never heard of that. Is that like a Tennessee thing?
I don't know. It's the only Earthbound I've ever been in. I just assumed it was I think you just go in and there's like a statue of like a Wicker Man in there. There's just a bunch of like
Well, Wicker Man.
voodoo shit and like.
Is that an occult store?
Well, it's like they have like scented they have like essential oils
Yeah.
and like crystals, you know, like JO crystals and everything.
That's right.
Yeah, they do it. It's like they have like little guides to the crystals. You can get like a little bag of O crystals. It's like reset your chakras and stuff.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. I've heard of stores where you can go in and buy like different kinds of like minerals and like healing. What do you call those things? Like the healing rocks?
Yeah, they have stuff like that there, but they also have like, you know, it's for people who like. Yeah, Brent's on top of it.
Yeah.
He sent the link out.
They sell very bad clothes there.
Yeah, no, they sell clothes for people who like listen to Fleetwood Mac, but they don't like, you know, they got like a copy of Rumors from Urban Outfitters and they think they're a witch.
It's a storefront
Right.
for
That's
hippies.
yeah. People who watch American Horror Story shop at that store. But
Not the good kind.
That show sucks.
yeah, no. I'm just gonna put it out here on the show. AHS big trash. Like big trash out of
Yeah.
10 rating for me.
I feel like I like the second season when I was like 16, but I feel if I watched it now, it wouldn't hold up at all.
I watched the first season and that was it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
The first season's kind of eh.
so I said all this to get to my Bath and Body Works point. But and I hated it. I hated going in there. I'm like, I'm gonna get a headache when I go in here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to go. And my mom goes from like scent to scent to scent, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Sweet Pea smells good. Yeah, like A Million Stars smells really good. Yeah, I love this. And then I just was like, I hated going in there. And then I went a few years without having to go in there, except for like each Christmas where I go in there and I get gifts for people who I don't know what to get. That's what I do every year. It's my default. Like if I'm just giving gifts, I'm like, Bath and Body Works, here, have some lotion. And
Right.
it never fails. It works well. Or those little hand sanitizers. And I went in there with, I started going in there with my girlfriend, and I had like the same apprehension. And she was like, you should really like, they have like some Bath and Body Works like stuff for men. Like I think you'd like, because I was complaining like I hate getting like Walmart body wash and stuff because I think it all smells awful. And but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get anything from Bath and Body Works. And then one year my boss got me like a Christmas gift, and it had a Bath and Body Works like body wash in there for men. And it had this label, you can't have anything sound like remotely girly like for men. It has to be
Yeah.
like
Right.
the Old Spice name. It has to be like an Arctic Gladiator or something like that. And but it said ocean for men. I'm like,
Ooh.
fine. I'm like, whatever, like I'll try it. I get home and like I shower with it once. I'm out of soap. I'm like, fine, I'll try it out. And then I start wearing it around my girlfriend. She's like, what do you have on right now? Like, is that your deodorant or cologne? I'm like, I shower like some Bath and Body Works stuff. She's like, that smells really good. I'm like,
That's the longest story to get to. I bought some soap that smelled good.
yeah, I have to, it has to have payoff,
Right.
which is the gist of it is
I smell good.
Well, here's the thing. I love Bath and Body Works now. Like I
Yeah.
go in there, I'm like, what am
Yeah.
I gonna get to smell good today?
It's great. They
And
have like interesting scents. Like there's still hand soap that smells like cotton candy, and like while you're washing your hands, it's like the best smell.
Dude, their best hand soap is their black cherry Merlot foaming hand soap.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like a classy bitch every time I wash my hands. I'm like
Sounds
I'm in the Napa Valley, like I'm wine tasting.
Yeah.
I'm in that cool house from The Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That sounds like it's out of my price range.
I think it's kind of stupid. I think it's probably like $6 or $7 for hand soap. But
Yes.
yeah, I pay $10 for my. I use Ocean. I kind of alternate now.
Yeah.
I haven't used Ocean for a while. I use mahogany teak wood, which they have. They have like the oil diffuser of that too. Which I use the black cherry Merlot oil diffuser. That smells really good. It makes my room smell like like I'm in the cool house from The Parent Trap. But that's that's my.
Right. This is enough on the soap talk.
every week I'm gonna go in on a different store in the Old Hickory Mall and just describe my past experience with it.
This is pretty cool.
What
They're
is?
making, they sell it Earthbound. It's a fake tree with a bunch of crystals like glued to it.
Is it like one of those like bottle trees? Okay, now I'm on Earthbound's website too.
It looks pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's just like they have a whole page. It's shop journals, shop crystals, shop aroma.
Hemp happy.
Yeah, they're big on hemp. They're big on hemp. I neglected to mention that.
It seemed like it.
Dude, I'm gonna see if they have JO crystals.
So speaking about cleaning yourself, we can talk about Fred the movie. You just immediately just hop in.
Just hop into Fred.
After watching this movie yesterday, I really needed a shower.
That's true.
Yeah, I got really.
It's unrelated to the
sweaty
movie. I
watching
haven't
this
showered in several days.
Spread
I also
shower
did not
rubber.
watch the movie yesterday.
So do we want to talk about Fred?
Yeah, I'm done. We can just dive right into Fred.
Eventually.
We can now. I'm ready for either one right
Well,
now.
you're the Fred expert, Peyton.
I'm the Fred spurt here, the resident
Yeah.
Fred spurt. Okay, I think I'm just gonna lay it all out there. I think Fred 1 is an extremely unfairly maligned movie.
Hold on, wait. Before we do this, I think we should read a description of Fred the movie, so we can give kind of a synopsis of what it's about.
All right, do you have it pulled up?
I do.
Okay, I'll let you go.
All right. Fred Figglehorn has a crush on Judy, the girl next door. Fred's stalker, Kevin, lives across the street and thwarts each attempt Fred makes to see her. When Fred finally succeeds in making it into duties, what? Oh, when Fred finally succeeds into making it into Judy's, he finds out that she has moved, so he embarks on a journey to find her.
Did that say that Kevin was Fred's stalker?
Yeah, that also stood out to me.
That's
I was like, what the hell?
completely that is wrong.
That makes it sound like he's in love with Fred.
Yeah, no, because this movie. Make no mistake, this movie's about an unhinged kid, absolutely going out of his way to stalk a woman who has no idea he exists. It's like Taxi Driver for children.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a perfect way to surmise it.
yeah,
Fred,
no,
but directed by
100%.
Martin Scorsese.
it's, it uses his little chipmunk voice and he goes, "You talking to Fred? Are you talking to Fred?" But
What are your overall thoughts, though, on Fred? Just like your first impressions.
right now in my old age, or my thoughts like when I first watched it when I was a kid.
Just your thoughts right now.
The thoughts right now.
Thoughts right now.
I completely and almost unironically loved this movie. It's just such a complete surreal mindfuck of an experience that I can't believe it ever aired on Nickelodeon.
This is a 5-star movie trapped in like a 0-star movie's body.
I think that's a brilliant way to put it.
This movie is kind of perfect.
It's worth noting that everything about this movie that is good is completely unintentional. Did not mean to be good.
What about John Cena, though? John Cena is amazing in this movie.
See, I feel like they're in on the John Cena thing. They have to be. Like, they know it's just like, hey, every couple minutes, his dad's gonna pop in, which it's clearly just an unhinged of what he wants his dad to be.
Yeah.
Which I actually do, like, sincerely believe that is a metaphor for, like, he projects of what he thinks his dad really is. And he solely pops in just to beat the shit out of him. He's like, hey, I know you're going through something right now, but here, like, let me armbar you real quick. Let me throw your ass into a table.
You're setting this made for DVD movie on a very high pedestal, babe.
Listen, man,
it was straight to cable, actually.
This movie has layers. All right, like Peyton was talking about with his father, and like him wanting to have a father but he doesn't have one, so he imagines John Cena as his absent father figure. Like it's heartbreaking.
If you say, okay.
I wish I was even joking, but like I do, like, it's a metaphor. It is. I'm gonna defend this movie. I'm gonna defend Fred the movie. Okay, I will die on this hill.
I want to talk about Kevin, because Kevin like kills me every time I watch this movie.
Would you say that there's something about Kevin, or fuck? Would you say we need to talk about Kevin?
I would.
The hit movie starring Tilda Swinton.
When he's dancing with his hat in his driveway in front of the mirror. And just every time Fred walks by his house, he's there. Like 5 times in the movie, he's just dancing in front of his mirror, like pulling like his hat back and like break dancing.
I think, okay, well, we're getting into the metaphors here. I do think Fred is like severely schizophrenic, because like he imagines that, or he has like DID almost. Because, like, not only does he have an idealized version of his father in his head that he's projecting onto the audience, he has an idealized version of himself, which is Durf.
Durf. Oh, dude, I forgot about Durf.
Dude, Durf is covered in metaphors. Durf is Metaphor City. Because he's cool, he's calm, he's collected, he's a badass. Everything Fred thinks and wishes he was.
How did I forget about Durf?
How did you forget about Durf?
Durf, he shows up for the first time in the bus, right?
Yes.
So he looks like a greaser from the 50s.
Yeah, he's got like long hair. Kind of looks like a 90s punk. Kind of looks like he's in a loaded diaper a little bit.
Loaded diaper. Did you guys see Kevin's mom is Flo, the progressive lady?
Yeah.
You guys notice that?
And
I never noticed that.
Fred's mom's in everything. But she's in so much that I consistently forget who she is, because she's just like the same person in everything.
Yeah. I just like, when I first saw her, I was like, oh, this is a progressive lady. And what's her fuck? The girl from iCarly.
Yeah, Jeanette McCurdy.
I remember her having like a way bigger part as a kid in the movie, but she's not really in it that much until like the end of the movie.
Yeah, she's a big part in the second movie. I would say she's
Okay.
more of like a co-lead
Didn't
in
they
the second
recast her
movie.
for it? Or
Yeah, that was bullshit too. Jeanette McCurdy
okay.
was born to be Bertha. He owns it. Like she is absolutely like, because she's basically just in this to be Sam from iCarly, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. And their fucking David Lynch-esque party that they film at the end of the movie. That's something else, man. I love that scene.
Yeah, it briefly transitions to like Inland Empire at the end of the movie for some reason. I couldn't explain it if I
I
tried.
love
It's like,
how, like, when they were filming it, it looked like complete bullshit. Like, no one would ever buy this. But then when they actually edited it into, like, the movie, it looks, like, genuine.
yeah, it's
Like-
it's Inland Empire.
They clearly
They
just
hired David Lynch to direct their party.
they just threw two kids in a room with a bunch of props and told them to go wild. Is what happened. There's no artistry to this movie.
I want to hear more about why you hate Fred the movie.
You guys are just saying like the Virgin Mary and a bit of toast. Like it's just complete projection on your guys' part. This movie, like, it's clearly just like random internet humor from the early 2010s. This movie is very surreal, but it's completely unintentionally surreal. Like, it just comes from like weird mishandled jokes, like Durf.
Durf. What's wrong with Durf?
He's clearly just supposed to be like a joke, not a personification of Fred's like desires or whatever. It's just like, hey, what if we make a character that's the opposite of Fred? And instead of a high-pitched voice, he has a low-pitched voice, and he's also played by Lucas Krushenko.
Well,
So
his
good.
name is, I didn't know this was canon. His full name is Durf Nrolagif, which is Figglehorn backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also Fred backwards, his primary
Durf.
title name.
I was aware of that one.
I
But I didn't know they gave him a last name. I'm just amazed that they did that. But are you saying that that there was no time and effort put into the beautifully executed scene at the beginning of the movie where he finds out that Judy, his long lost love, no relation to Twin Peaks Judy, or is there again the David Lynch
there
connection
could be.
here?
This movie is very David Lynch-esque.
When he finds out that his true love Judy has moved, and so he decides to dig a hole. And see that I feel like is Fred finally trying to dig into himself.
He
When
dug
he digs
hole
his hole.
all the way to China.
Yeah, and he digs a hole to his neighbor's yard, and he's convinced it's China because his neighbors are Chinese, who may not even be Chinese if we're being honest. He just assumes they are.
Yes, he was kind of racist.
Yeah, that's not a good look. But
That was one of the reviews on Common Sense Media.
that's probably where the racist part came in, to be honest. Yeah.
Do we want to whip out the Common Sense Media reviews?
So the only aspect of this film that I enjoy.
Brent was in this for the racism. Make no mistake. Isn't there a subplot too, where like a kid goes missing? Like when
You're
Fred's
talking about the little Tommy,
little Evan Weiss.
Evan Weiss, that's his name.
And then he finds him in the woods, and he looks
Yeah.
he looks like Tom Hanks from Castaway.
But like Fred is tripping at that time. Do you remember he like sings with a deer?
Yeah, what's he tripping on? What made him trip? I forgot that.
Scared.
I forgot the anthropomorphic deer.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. Oh, okay, never mind. You know what? There are two racist parts in this movie. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna consider it a running total at this point in case I remember another
What's
one.
the second racist part?
Where he meets the Spanish man in the alley.
I don't remember
And,
that at all.
and he thinks he's an alien who's speaking spaceman.
Yeah.
And he said, "I don't speak your spaceman language. Get away from me." You know what? Is Fred the movie problematic?
You know, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Cancel Fred the movie.
I think I don't speak your spaceman language. I think that'll do it.
I also think the fact that it kind of promotes stalkerism.
Yeah, it's like, do you have a crush? Take a city bus, go to
Yeah.
her house, and puke on yourself.
Just stalk them until they fall in love with you.
I do. I
So
know.
you're saying this movie promotes and normalizes bullying, stalking, voyeurism, child neglect, sexual themes, teen partying, and
Now-
sexual experimentation.
The
Go on. What were you saying?
okay. I'm trying to. Where did the voyeurism thing come from? Am I missing something?
That's
Is there a
actually-
scene I'm blocking out of my head?
There's a
That's
part in
fun.
the movie where he like, I remember this very distinctly. He goes on like Google Maps and zooms in on Judy's new house, and it's like his father for some reason on the toilet. I remember that scaring me as a child.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not voyeurism. He wasn't jerking off to it.
I mean, he could be in his little brain.
In his little Fred brain.
Yes.
Jesus.
Voyeurism.
You could make the
Fred
case that
movie.
actually none of this movie even happened.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Here's
Fred
the thing.
actually died digging the hole in his backyard.
hey, listen. I think there's merit to that because it's like the Joker, where it's established early on that he has delusions. So how much of this movie
Yeah.
was a delusion?
It's true. Fred is an unreliable narrator.
Now,
He's also not a narrator.
Doesn't he talk to the
I don't-
camera?
yeah, no, he breaks the
Oh,
fourth
yeah, he
wall.
does.
Fourth wall all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, he's like Frank Underwood in House of Cards. But I do, and there's absolutely no way it's intentional. But there's just something about the ideal in like a kids movie that like, because I thought the movie was very much gonna be like, Fred gets what he wants in the end, him and Judy live happily ever after. It's like, no, he gets to Judy's house, and what does he do? Just out of nowhere, it's not established that he's sick. It's not established that he's queasy. It's not established that he ate anything weird. He just gets a little pizza shoved on him, and then he just throws up
Just
everywhere.
throws up all over Judy.
You know what? I got nothing on that one.
But see, at the end, doesn't she like go up to him? It's like, oh, Fred, because she's British in this movie, unlike
Yeah.
everyone else who's just American.
He is a pop sensation in the UK.
Yeah, that's right. She's an actual like pop artist.
Is she really?
Yeah,
She had 3 albums.
I guess they're just like, just keep your accent. No one's gonna care.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know about the Fred like lore, but maybe she's a exchange student or something,
It could be.
or maybe she just moved to America because
She
her parents
has-
hated the UK. Maybe
Oh my
they
gosh,
got
she's
out of there in the
30
Thatcher
years
era.
old.
Yeah, well, the Fred movie came out like 10 years ago.
Oh my god, yeah. Jesus. Well, that makes me feel old.
Lucas Krashenko's probably up there too.
Lucas Krashenko.
Does Fred play for Zenit St. Petersburg or something? Lucas Krishenko.
Lucas Kremshamp is 27 years old.
Lucas Blood Crip.
Lucas Kripp. He's the founder of the
Lucas Cripshank, notorious gang member. This movie was just it was a tax write-off, so that he could embezzle money into his gang-related activities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So, do we have any final thoughts on the Fred movie?
I have as many final thoughts as I did initially.
I somehow leave this review with more questions than I came in with. So yeah, I'm good now.
Okay, well, to drop the act for a bit, this movie is terrible.
It is.
Like, genuinely awful, right? But, big but, it's the perfect movie at the same time, in terms of enjoyment value.
I just love watching it, and I can't explain why. It's so much
It's a great time.
dumb fun.
Like, it's so entertaining. It's so entertaining. So if I had to like rate this is definitely a 0, but also a 5.
100%. It's like in the same vein. Okay, I won't say in the same vein as like The Cat in the Hat, where it just falls into the unintentional with a few slight intentional things. Because, most movies like that include a few themes for the adults, but like I guess we'll have to just discuss Cat in the Hat another time. But it does remind me of that kind of layer of just batshit insanity.
Speaking about talking animals, we can get into our second movie of the day, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Now, what did you guys think of Fantastic Mr. Fox?
It was my first Wes Anderson movie, so
That's right.
I like the second the movie starts, it's just go 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 go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. So that initially, like off the bat, kind of reminded me of Edgar Wright a little bit. You know, very big on fast pace, like zippy humor, blink and you'll miss it, Easter eggs and quips of dialogue, and a very, very, very dry sense of humor. But
Very
I think
dry,
very,
very quiet.
very effective, very perfect for the tone of the movie.
Yeah, very funny. This movie's hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it was
genuinely.
like I thought Jason Schwartzman, I thought Ash, I thought his
Yeah.
character was hilarious. Like I loved his whole arc. I loved
Yeah.
everything he
And
had to do
a
with
lot of
it.
his humor comes from just how relatable he is.
Yeah,
I
no,
think everyone
100%.
at some point can relate to Ash and his story in this movie. What about you, Brent? Did you like it?
I liked the movie.
Movie good, yes.
Good, 5-star.
5-star movie. I don't know. I either hate a movie or I like a movie. If I like a movie, I have nothing really to say about it other than I liked it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. I enjoyed watching it. Cute animal, ugly animal,
Who was the ugly animal?
all of them.
All of them?
Yeah,
When
they
the
had scary
camera, when they
teeth.
face the camera and
Yeah,
start
scary
snarling,
teeth.
ugly
No,
animal.
the animation is beautiful.
The animation is very well done.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I don't think anybody was more like destined to direct this than Wes Anderson.
Oh
Yeah, Wes Anderson, like his direction style really translates well into stop motion.
Who's his DP? Do you know who his cinematographer is?
Why Google it? I don't know.
That's what we do right now.
I
was throwing the
don't know.
question over to you guys. See if you knew.
Do you know, Peyton? Do you know who Wes Anderson's director of production,
Photography.
director of
Kristen Oliver, actually, for this movie. But yeah, I don't like. If you told me there was an adaptation of Fantastic Mr. Fox coming out, I'd be like, oh yeah, Wes Anderson's like that's all over that.
Yeah, and that's even coming
Like,
from a man
there's
who
nobody
hasn't
else who could do
seen a
that.
Wes Anderson movie.
But
yeah, which one do you want to watch next? I'm curious.
yeah, I just like Grand Budapest Hotel. That's next on my list.
Yeah, I need to watch that one. You haven't seen that one. Go back to Fantastic Mr. Fox. Let's talk about the music because I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, Beach Boys heavy.
Yeah, Heroes and Villains. Like when they put it on in the first, I think it's like 3 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that song kicks in, like the movie just goes from there, and it's
really sets the pace. The music.
Oh yeah, the Beach Boys in general is just a great pick for any kind of like fun, like adventure family movie.
Mm-hmm. Anything that's fast paced. Yeah. And this movie is very fast. It's only like an hour and 27 minutes.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I started. I'm like, this is only an hour and a half long, and it goes by really fast.
It feels like an hour for sure.
Yeah, but it feels like they use all of that time they have. Like none of it's.
Yeah, there's no wasted time in this movie. There's no wasted scene.
I love how
it's really good length.
It's something really small, but I love how Mr. Fox's wife paints thunderstorms.
Yeah.
I don't know what about that. It just stood out to me. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like,
and then a thunderstorm happens at the end of the
movie. And Kylie's has a phobia of thunderstorms.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection. It really symbolizes how Kylie is afraid of Mr. Fox's wife.
Oh yeah, he's terrified of
this. That's a plot point that's in the movie. He walks up to Mr. Fox's wife, played by
Meryl Streep.
famous female actor lady, and then he's afraid of her, and he does the little weird googly eyes and runs away. It's in a deleted scene actually.
I feel like you're making that up.
I am, yeah.
This is a not completely random fact, but a random Jason Schwartzman fact that I just found out. He is Francis Ford Coppola's nephew?
Yeah, he's a Coppola. Yep.
I never knew he was a Coppola.
Yeah.
I never knew G-Man Graves from Scott Pilgrim was a Coppola. I was like, huh? That's crazy.
Wes Anderson actually, he writes with Roman Coppola. He's written 2 of his movies with him.
Really?
Yeah, either 2 or 3 or something like that.
You want to talk about a director? Francis Ford Coppola is a director.
That's true.
He made 2 good movies, and then now he makes like straight to like video like garbage.
Really?
Yeah, he made a Dracula. I've watched two. I've watched the only Francis Ford Coppola movie I've watched is actually his Dracula movie. It's pretty terrible.
I haven't heard anything about Francis Ford Coppola in a while.
Yeah, he makes like really mediocre movies.
So he's like Nick Cage, who just makes
Yeah,
movies over in China.
speaking of Nick Cage, that means
No.
Jason Schwartzman and Nick Cage are like cousins.
Oh, yeah, he's a Coppola too, isn't he?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wild. How many Hollywood celebrities out there are secretly Coppolas?
It's like everybody's like a Coppola now. What's up?
Because Cruikshank could be a Coppola.
He could be.
Dude, Roman Coppola was in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, apparently.
Every time someone says the Coppolas, it makes them sound like they're a mob family.
Because
I mean-
of The Godfather.
Yeah.
Essentially are.
They're the Hollywood mob family.
Exactly.
I'm looking through some of Wes Anderson's movies now, and I really need to get on these. They look very, very interesting.
Yes. I'm surprised you haven't seen one before.
Me too. The first I ever heard of them was, which I really only started legitimately getting into movies like more than just a surface level, probably back in like 2012. So I remember that was the first like Oscar season I really paid attention to, and that was when Moonrise Kingdom was out. And I heard about it a lot, and that was like, oh, so Wes Anderson exists. And never took any initiative after that. I was just like, okay, I am aware of this person now.
Because with Fantastic Mr. Fox, I remember that movie coming out, but having no idea who Wes Anderson was. Because I was like 10.
Yeah.
And
I was
Moonrise
just like,
Kingdom
oh,
was the
creepy
first
kids movie. I'm not going to watch that.
Moonrise Kingdom was the first one where I was like, oh, that's Wes Anderson.
I think I might have been wrong about Coppola. I don't think he directs anything anymore.
I
might have been confusing him for somebody else. I don't know.
And I don't think Fantastic Mr. Fox did particularly well, probably
No,
due to people like us.
No, it did well. It did very well.
Because it says they only made it had like a 40 million budget. They only made back about 46 and a half.
Oh yeah, it did, huh?
Yeah.
It did well. I thought it.
It's probably more of like a, it comes out and people realize after the fact it was really, which I'm sure when it came out, it was great critically, but due to the fact it was probably marketed toward kids, they were probably, I don't know. I wonder what it came out like against. That could have had a lot to do with it. Like what
that'd
it was
be
up
interesting to
against.
see what else came out that week.
I bet I can get a jump on that.
Was nominated for a bunch of awards.
Yeah,
Best Animated Feature, 2010. What won that?
probably some Pixar movie.
Probably some Pixar garbage. Yeah,
Pixar garbage. You don't like Pixar?
I do like Pixar.
What's your favorite Pixar movie?
I really liked Inside Out. I watched that in theater.
Yeah,
This is
I feel
it.
like people really hate that movie.
I love that movie.
I really liked it.
It came out the week before Planet
Oh.
51. That's what
Oh.
did it in.
Oh yeah, no,
No, I'm kidding.
I haven't
No.
seen that movie.
No,
it,
it was,
it did come out the week after, but I don't know
Okay.
how Planet 51
was,
did. I'll take a look at it.
It was against Up.
Was it actually against Up?
Yes.
Oh,
Up.
that did it.
That's
Yep.
actually a tough call.
It's actually man,
That's-
Coraline, The Princess and the Frog, and The Secret of Kells, which is a movie. I wanna
Okay.
watch.
Oh, Coraline's great too. Another stop motion movie.
Yeah, I was on the Coraline train. Now, I'm probably controversial, but I'm not like a big Up guy.
Really?
At all. Yeah, I'm
I
not.
think people really like the first 10 minutes of that movie, and then they don't remember.
It's great.
No,
It's
the-
great.
The rest of the
Bird
movie is
and the
amazing.
hunter
Up's
and
a great fucking movie.
the dog pilots and the
The dog Zeppelin.
everything people remember about the movie is in
The first 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, I guess that's
It's like
true,
that's
but
where all the
can't
emotion hits
discount the
you,
rest of the
and
movie
you're
that's
like,
equally as amazing. And it's
the
like,
bird and the dog pilots and the little Chinese boy.
yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I'm just not big on it.
You guys are
it's-
crazy.
Like,
Not to
I don't
No,
know,
I-
Have a
compare
podcast
the
with you
weird,
guys so you don't like Up.
I've got some Pixar opinions.
I like Up, but compare like the like beginning, the very real human, emotions that are in the beginning of the film with dog pilots and squirrels and talking dogs It's a bit
but, like,
kind of weird.
But it's not like the talking dogs don't have personality, or they're not like
Yeah, but it's kind of
heartfelt.
a
They're
it's kind of a
metaphors.
like the first 10 minutes of that movie is very real, human. It applies to
No,
everything.
like the first 10 minutes of the movie are
See,
great.
the
Fantastic.
Doberman is representative of toxic masculinity.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I'm just saying it doesn't like the beginning of the film does like it kind of makes you wonder how he got to there at the end of the film where there's flying dogs talking. And
No, but it all works. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I haven't
movie's
seen
about
it
a
in a
man
while.
lifting his house up with a bunch of balloons.
I haven't seen it in a while. It's just weird. Okay.
Doesn't even sound like a real movie.
Yeah, like
So it sounds
it's
like
like the first
something-
10 minutes is this man's entire life with his dead wife and he's living alone in his house and people are going to try to take his house.
dead infertile wife.
These evil corporations trying to take his house, and then at the end, flying dogs, bird, talking dog, guy, zeppelin, nature.
Up's about coming to terms with aging and knowing that you're probably going to die soon and wanting to live out your dreams that you've had.
Well, make no mistake,
How
when he
does that
dies, he's
connect to
not
the
going
talking
up. That
dogs,
dude's
JD?
going. He's not going up. That dude's going straight to hell. He was an awful person. That they should call up. They should call up
cranky.
down.
He was
'Cause he's
cranky, but what else?
You don't know his past. He's probably an awful person.
I do know his past. His
Okay,
wife died.
Yeah,
Prove it.
It's
Prove it.
in the first
Prove-
10 minutes.
Prove that Carl is not a white supremacist. I'm waiting.
I love.
I'm
I
waiting.
love
You got me there.
Carl
Yeah,
reminds me
exactly.
of my criminal justice teacher.
His skin sags because he's being pulled toward the underworld.
I can't argue with that. You
Exactly.
got me. Up is trash.
Up big trash. Confirmed for big trash.
Fantastic.
I'm
Mr.
gonna-
I wish as soon as all the balloons started going up, like they just popped and you just fell straight down.
Man, I've got Pixar opinions, but I'm gonna save that for a future review that we've discussed doing, which I hope we do.
Anyway, back to Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
Do you want to give any final thoughts on that?
Made me want to watch more Wes Anderson movies. Thought it was very good. Big fan. Not big trash.
Not big
I
trash.
really liked the pacing of the film. I like the look of the movie. I like the voice acting in the movie. I thought, for long until the very end, I thought that the titular Fox man, I thought he was voiced by Tim Allen.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was Tim Allen. I was like, that sounds like Tim Allen. There's no way it's Tim Allen, but I'm gonna believe it's Tim Allen. And then I was, it's George Clooney.
He never
That
did
made me realize how similar Tim Allen and George Clooney really are.
Tim
Was it
Allen
when-
never did the grunt in Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it when Mr. Fox, when the cage drops on him in the beginning of the movie, and he goes, Did that do
They
it?
just sound very similar.
No, but George Clooney is great in the movie. He's very charismatic.
Yeah, I really like Tim Allen.
Inversely, I propose to you George Clooney as Buzz Lightyear.
Well, see, I was thinking,
You know, that would actually be really good. Who needs Tim Allen?
Exactly.
Just replace George Clooney.
We don't need Tim Allen.
Or just replace Tim
Society
Allen
has
with George
evolved
Clooney.
past the need for Tim
And
Allen.
everything.
His
Tim
and his
Allen
kooky
really-
self.
Because yeah, right now I'm picturing George Clooney as Buzz Lightyear, and it just makes him like 10 times better.
Yeah, I mean, Pixar tried to write Tim Allen out. They tried to write Buzz Lightyear out of Toy Story 4 anyway because they know he's a nut job. Just replace him with George Clooney. It'd be great.
Tim Allen really is just a worse George Clooney, huh?
This
It's
is
not
a
necessary.
big revelation that we've come to on this podcast. Like this is good stuff.
See, like,
Yeah.
I was thinking, he sounded like Buzz Lightyear, Mr. Fox. I was like,
He does have Buzz Lightyear vibes.
yeah.
All right.
Tim Allen's a nut job. Get rid of him.
Do you guys want to give final scores?
What is our?
Well, we can have individual scores.
We each have like a different rating system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Okay.
go with your rating. I'll be the last one to rate the movie.
I don't know
I'm
if that's
scared
a
for what
good
you have planned.
idea. Okay, JD, you go first.
All right. I don't like to rate movies, but I'll do it for the podcast. Give this movie a 5 out of 5, honestly. There's nothing I don't like about it. You can watch this movie literally at any time of the day, any day of the week. It's a fun ride.
Yeah, it's a pretty feel good movie too.
Yeah.
It- It does deal with serious themes, but overall has an uplifting tone and uplifting conclusion while tackling the serious stuff. So yeah, I'm with you. I'd give it a 5 out of 5.
Do you know what this is? This is a perfect rainy day movie.
I can see that. You can vibe with that.
So wrap up some blankets, some coffee, or some tea. Just watch it.
We should rank movies based off their vibeability.
Is this movie a vibe? Yes.
It is.
Yeah, no, Fantastic Fox is like 10 out of 10 vibe movie.
Yeah, I give this movie a certified fresh.
There you go. We're not taking that from anyone.
It's my
This
own
is
creation.
our own original review system that we've come up with.
I give it 10 fresh tomatoes out of 10 rotten tomatoes.
You know what? I'm gonna take back my score and I'm gonna give it an awesome-tacular.
What is that from?
You don't remember what awesome-tacular's from?
I'm giving this one
Oh,
5
Jeremy
schmoes.
Johns.
There.
Can we get
I'd buy it
schmoes
on
on this
Blu-ray.
Jeremy
podcast?
Johns in like 10 years.
I'd buy it on Blu-ray. It's a good
Jeremy
time.
Johns hasn't
If
done
you're
it.
drunk. It's a good time. No alcohol required.
Oh no, we did think, yeah, because he changed his intro. And we were like, what? It was only for that one review.
What a guy.
Oh, are we going to do recommendations? I recommend watching Jeremy Johns.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on that too. Him or Chris Stuckman.
Yeah, I'll third Jeremy Johns. He's
You
pretty
can-
awesome-tacular.
You can click right there and get Stuckmanized.
Chris Stuckman. Chris Stuckman, more like Chris is
Huckman.
unstuckman because he's not. Yeah.
All right,
I
I'm
think we should just
stopping.
end right there.
I'm gonna end recording.
Yeah, I think you should cut it off.